What's up, everybody? My name is Tim Roswick, and today I want to talk about stress, and more specifically how it can be a good thing for you in your game development and your project and whatever you're doing. I see a lot of people that talk negatively about stress. I talk negatively about stress. I think stress can have a lot of negative side effects in our society, right? And it can cause people to do a lot of unhealthy things and take on unhealthy behaviors. There's a lot of stress-induced shit in the world, and I totally get that. I know what that's like. I've been through a lot of that, but I also know that stress can be a performance enhancer. Stress itself can help you get shit done. I know in my life, back in the day when I used to have to take on clients to pay the bills and stuff, and I didn't really want to do what I was doing, because I was kind of doing marketing and websites and stuff like that. And websites specifically, I never really liked. But you know, I did whatever I could to pay the bills, and it was back before I kind of figured out my whole deal, before I had the company and I figured out what we were gonna do. I was kind of doing everything. I was doing websites, I was doing SEO, I was doing WordPress installs, I was doing hosting. I was like literally all kinds of stuff. Anything somebody would come to me and say, "Hey Tim, can you do this?" I'd be like, "Yep, I can do that." I was printing business cards like out of a printer. Like I had these cutout business cards I buy from Staples. And I was making business, like it was ridiculous. Anything people would ask me for, I would do it. And it's crazy to me, because the days that I got the most done, the days that I saw the most client growth, like when I would actually sit down and go through emails and cold email people and cold call people and get a bunch of stuff together, even though I was terrified to do it and scared the shit out of me. The thing that would make me sit down and do that stuff was when I had to like pay the rent, or I had the bill coming up, or a car payment, or I had a, you know, something coming up that I had to pay, like my phone was going to get shut off or something like that, right? Like if I knew that ahead of time, and I'm like, okay, I need this money by this date, and it would activate me. It would make me like get off my ass and do shit. And I noticed this about myself, because I also noticed the opposite trend. I noticed when I was comfortable, when I had a little bit of money in the bank, right, when I had my bills paid, I'd stop working so hard. I'd stop calling people. I'd stop doing the stuff that made me uncomfortable, right? I'd stop talking to people, and my income will go down. And then I need to pay the bills, and I need the money, and the clients go back up. And then I get comfortable, and clients go back down. So I actually started graphing my income, because I wanted to see, and sure enough, I saw a wave. And it was almost like it was like a 4-week cycle for me. And it was strange to look at it. I wish I had it. Actually, I think it's on an external hard drive somewhere here, from back in the day. But it was interesting to me, because I saw for the first time in my life a visual indicator that stress actually got me off my ass to actually do stuff, right? Because I've been a slacker kind of my whole life. I know it may not seem that way from this channel, because I always talk about finishing and not quitting and getting stuff done, but the reason I feel so strongly about that is because I've been a quitter my entire life. I've quit a bunch of projects. I've slacked off a ton. I've been a lazy motherfucker, and I know what that's like, and I have like this drive inside of me to be the opposite of that now, and that's one of the reasons why this channel exists and why I share all that stuff on there. So stress in American culture, we always talk about it as this horrible thing that you need to be careful and stay away from, right? You got to stay away from stress and do what makes you happy. And if your project is stressing you out and it's causing problems in your life, you know, run away from the project. And sure, there's some truth to that, right? Like, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or any of those medical people that will tell you need to stop. And I'm not saying that you should take my advice on that, but I'm saying that in my life, some of the things that are the highest stress, the craziest feeling, the most uncomfortable things in my life that other people can very clearly see have a mental effect on me, are the things that I feel driven to do. And I see people where at the first sign of stress, they don't know what to do. I have people in my life that have a range of things that they do when they're introduced to stress. Some people get angry. Some people get cranky. Some people shut down. Some people just can't take it and they shut down. I know those people. I have plenty of them in my life. And I feel like it's my mission in life to kind of share with people the power of stress and being uncomfortable and working through some of your darker moments, because things don't always go your way. Like, stress happens. Stress is part of life. And granted, our biological systems that work with stress are not built for our modern world, right? Like, you probably heard it before. If you're in a jungle and you see a lion, you need all the biological functions to work better. You need the stress hormones. You need the heart pumping. You need all that stuff to get you away from that lion. But in the modern world, somebody makes a joke, makes fun of you or laughs at you or something. That's not really a threatening situation. You don't really need all that stuff there. But it doesn't mean that you can't put that to use, right? Like, when I would be on the verge of having to pay rent or getting my phone shut off or something, it may not be life threatening for me. Like, I'm not going to die if my phone gets shut off. But at that point in time, I ran my whole business on my phone. So it could be a bad thing. And I would treat it like a horrible thing that I couldn't let happen. And because of that, it would activate me and make me get shit done. Same thing with rent. Like, nobody wants to be late on rent, man. You're going to be homeless if you miss rent. So it was, the kind of thing can activate you for sure. And if you got stress in your life, I want to encourage you, not medically, talk to your doctor. I'm not a doctor, but I want to say, like, don't just dip out at the first sign of difficulty, man. I guess this is another don't quit video, but I want to be clear. Like, I saw a post on Gamasutra the other day, and it was talking about how, actually, I think it was on Reddit too. It was talking about how the person quit their 3-year game and they've never felt better. Sure, I don't know anything about that person's situation. I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline, and I wish them luck. But it just kind of made me like, damn, dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that, I don't know. Because I feel that way with Phylophobia right now. I feel that way with my game. My life would be better if I just quit the project. It's so much stress. It's so much, like, it's degrading my mental health. It's driving me crazy. I'm obsessing over it. I'm thinking about it night to day. When I can't work on it, it starts to bother me, get cranky. But I know how important it is. It's a project that I started that I feel needs to make it into the world. And I absolutely would feel the same way as that dude if I quit. I would feel free. I would feel better. Just say, yes, I quit the project. It's done. It's over. I would feel better. But I don't think that's the right solution. I feel like the stress comes from the uncomfortability with the situation. The stress comes from the fact that this is one of the biggest projects I've ever tackled. The stress comes from the fact that I feel like I need to deliver this for the community. Like, the stress comes from all those things that I'm not comfortable with. The stress comes from the things that make me uncomfortable. And that's exactly why it's something I need to tackle. It's exactly why it's something that I need to go for. And like I said, I can't speak to everybody's situation. I don't know what you're going through, what that dude was going through. So I'm not judging anybody, but it's just, when stress comes along, you can use it to your advantage. Just think about it as a performance enabler, a performance enhancer. Like think about it as using it to your advantage. Maybe you can, maybe you're not quite there yet, but I know for me, it always seemed to work well. And even in the later days of my company, one of the things that I did was, when we started making money, I took all of the profit that we were making and I put it back into the company to keep myself in this place of perpetual brokenness, because that kept me going. And I knew that, and I used that as fuel to keep going. And I'm doing something in similar to that now to keep going. So hope you found this useful. If you did, leave me a thumbs up and a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you think stress can be a performance enhancer? Do you think it's useful? Or do you think it's bad? Do you think we should just do everything we can to eliminate stress? And if something stresses you out, just get it out of your life. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts down below. Once again, my name is Tim Ruswick, and I will see you again tomorrow.